Hi guys, hope you're doing well today. Welcome to this stream of Euro Truck Simulator. Yeah, we're back in the truck today by popular demand. By popular demand, I mean 50% of my followers, being a grand total of 2 people, have expressed interest in me driving a truck. Therefore, I shall drive a truck. Thank you very much for your support. Before we crack on, let's see where we are. So, I believe... Where did we leave ourselves? Let's get the map up. Down here. So we are going to look for a cargo job. What do we have? We can go to Milan, up to Linz, Amsterdam. That's quite a sizable journey. That'll take a while. Bremen, Zagreb. We need to earn some money really, so I think we should take a lengthier journey today. Yeah, I think we'll head up to Amsterdam. So, as I've said in my streams before, I'm tracking what I'm doing for a virtual trucking company. So I just need to make a note of where I'm coming from, where I'm going to, what I'm carrying, and how much I expect to make from it so that I can fill out my forms later. And then, very briefly, I need to start the tracking app for that, so won't be a moment. Where is it? There we go, and that's connected, which is good. And just make sure everything's working properly. I know you can't see this, so apologies for that, but just need to make sure everything's up and running. So yeah, we're good. We can go ahead and set the destination. And get trucking. So it's early morning. We have got a decent amount of fuel though, so hopefully no dramas on fuel like last time. And we have slept, so we're good to go. Let's start her up, get the lights on. We'll get some wipers going because it's not a very nice morning. And off we go. And straight to traffic. Seriously, where does this traffic come from at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Turn left.
Really? Really? At least we haven't got off hard to go for the pickup.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
That's
your
good.
route guidance is now finished.
Okay then. This is a... Oh, do you know what? I think I might have turned into the wrong place here. Oh dear. I am clearly starting the way we aim to continue, which is attempting to do a good job and failing at every possible moment. Yeah, we need to be going there. That looks a bit more like a pickup. Right. Let's get these oil filters. I'm sure we'll be fine once we get moving. Morning, Farm Like a Bombers, how you doing? Good. Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm very good. I watched your your Marwell videos last night. Well, most of them. Don't think I've got one left to go, I think. They were very good. I liked your integrating the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Oh, courseplay into your sort of integrating it in as a tutorial at the same time as doing the videos. I like that. It's nice to see someone using courseplay properly as well. I'm making a right hash of this. So I find this is the only problem when I've been playing a bit of farming and then I come back to this. It's a totally different beast. Oh no, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. I am going to get in this parking space today, I promise. Right, there we go. I hate trying to park in the rain. It's really distracting. Right, there we go. Need to reset the camera position. It keeps flying all over the place, doesn't it? Let's try that. That should be a bit better. Okay, and we're off. So we've got 1,400 kilometres to do. Should take 21 hours. That's the tracking starting. Apologies for the loud ping. We can do 10 hours before we need to sleep. So we're definitely going to need at least one sleep during this run. But we have until... Hey? Wednesday. Whoa, that can't be right. That's interesting. Oh yeah, that would be about right. We have 20... Oh dear. I hope that's not genuinely expected today. That could be interesting. Oh no, 46 expected 46. Oh, there'll be a time zone change, won't there? That's why. Thinking, Christ, I'm never going to make it there like that, but it must be a different time zone. Oh no, we're Tuesday in the early hours of the morning, aren't we? Or it's expected Wednesday morning, Wednesday evening, so we've got plenty of time. Right, good. I'll get myself well confused then. And fuel-wise, we have
Let's go.
enough in the tank to do 1,500 kilometres. So in theory, we shouldn't need to refuel, but we will refuel when we sleep, so I don't have the type of dramas we've had in the past. It's also not a particularly heavy load. It's only 9 tonnes, so we should be fairly economical on this run. Can we talk ETS2 mods? What do you use? Any must-have mods? To be honest, the only thing I'm running, and it's more personal preference, is ProMods. I think I also use the trader pack that comes from ProMods as well, and the company's pack, but that's all I run. I think, yeah, that is all I run. I've tried other mods, like there's graphics enhancements and all sorts of other stuff and other companies and other tracks, but to be honest, I don't feel the need for anything else. I think it's a fairly complete game. ProMods adds enough to it for me. And also I've had issues in the past where I've tried to put a mod in and then you get instability, messes with your save games. I'd rather... I just prefer to stick with what I have, to be honest. But certainly ProMods makes the game infinitely, for me, infinitely better. Just a bit more realistic. Yeah, I think ProMods is definitely, if you're going to put anything on, that's the one to do. And to be honest, if you can afford a couple of euros, I'd always say when you go and do the download, pay for the download. It is literally €1 for the main map content, and then another euro gets you the traders and the companies every time it's updated. And one, it's a lot quicker to download. Two, it comes pre-packed. And three, the amount of work they put in, I think they deserve a couple of quid. The changes they make to the map just are excellent, in my opinion. And it runs so well. I mean, I don't know if you can see the frame counter on the stream or not, but I'm getting a solid 60 FPS in town, no problems whatsoever. I'm streaming and recording, and it's running really, really well. I assume it comes out really well. Yeah, it's definitely worth the €2, mate, 100%. Yeah, whilst you're there, if there's any issues with sound or if it's not looking great, just let me know. I'm assuming it's okay. Yeah, that's the trouble with FS. It just, and to be fair, I've had the same problem with this. If you overload it with mods, you lose FPS. You lose performance, you risk crashes. I guess the difference is with FS, depending on what you want to do, you kind of need to chuck a load of mods at it. Oh, sound and picture, good, brilliant, thank you. Yeah, FS, I think just it loses playability quite quickly, I think, if it isn't for the mods, particularly things like seasons. You know, I don't think I'd ever want to play a map again in FS without seasons. I found myself when I got 2019, FS 2019, I went back to 17 almost straight away, wait for seasons to come out and wait for some decent maps to come out, because the base game just isn't quite there for me. Whereas with this, the base game is very playable. You can have hours of entertainment with it without feeling the need to do anything to it.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
I think the rain stopped. That's good. Oh,
Keep left.
I'm going to assume it has. I'm speeding again. Bit of a rebel. Yeah, sorry, as I was saying, that I think this is very playable. I guess the bit for me with this game I find a bit odd is in the early stages of the game, which on this save game I am in fairly early stages. I've only just sort of reached the level at which I could buy my own trailer, and cash is tight to say the least. It's very easy in the early stages of the game to go bankrupt and mess up, but as the game goes on it gets infinitely easier to play and easier to make money, so then it becomes more about the travel and enjoying the scenery, and that's when you then get to the thing of thinking about, you know, adding pro mods and stuff like that to sort of extend the life of it. But if you like the travel and enjoy the views and sort of like a relaxing experience, and like the, I've got to say, fairly realistic driving model for what it is and for the size of the maps, then it's definitely worth a go. Oh, that's me trying to read chat whilst driving, not a good idea. Have we got a... that's closed, isn't it? I think these are these fast lanes. No, I have gone through the... oh my word. Right, this is not good. This is going to be interesting here. That's right, we're clear. think I've been through that checkpoint on the last stream and it confused the hell out of me then as well. You made some serious euros on that jet. I bet you did. It must have been over 100 grand, I would have thought, for Iceland to Cyprus.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Get ready to turn right.
And we're slowing down for no obvious reason again. Excellent. Oh, there is a junction. Okay, that is actually quite obvious.
Turn right.
I'm being mean. The AI do some funny stuff in this game now, I've got to say. Ah, that's my head tracking having a funny 5 minutes there. I might. Yeah, I'm going to have to sort that in a minute because I can't. Oh, there we go, it's back.
Keep right.
Did a chain of jobs. Oh, I see. Right, okay. I thought it was one long job. I was going to say, it's a hell of a job to get all the way in one hit. Still, that's commitment, doing that distance in a day.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
Border control. We're going to stop here, aren't we? Yeah. Oops. I like these little additions. You've just got one garage and one truck at this point, yeah. I've got the same at the moment, just a low level garage. I've got a save game that I've had since I originally got the game years and years back, which has got like hundreds of garages and hundreds of drivers and more money than you can count. But I restarted just to do these streams. One, because I wanted a username that was not my name, and two, I wanted to start doing the virtual tracking thing. I thought the best way to do that is start a new game and make it like a more realistic career. Thought it might be a bit more interesting on the streams as well, to be honest. So yeah, it's still fairly early on in the life of this save game.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Got to ask, favourite truck? I prefer the Scanias. I don't think for any reason other than I find the displays the clearest on the dashboard, and it's a hangover, I think, from the early days. So when I was first playing this, I did not have a particularly powerful PC, and so I had to run on quite a low graphics setting, and I couldn't read the displays properly in other vehicles, and obviously if I turned up the graphics, I then had crashes or FPS issues. So I think that's where it comes from, and I've just kind of got used to them. the way they feel, the way they drive. You know, they have a similar, and I like the sound of them as well. I guess that my second favourite would probably be the Mercs, just because they look, I think they look really nice, and the interiors are really nice as well. But yeah, I mean, my preference to drive is definitely the Scanias. And here we have me attempting a hill start. You're a Volvo man now, are you? Yeah, I don't mind the Volvos. I mean, to be fair, I can't remember the last time I drove one because it's. I don't think I drove any when I started this save game, but obviously once you get to the point of buying trucks, you only drive the trucks you buy. You don't drive, you know, the supplied trucks, the ones that come with the, you know, the quick jobs. And I've got a feeling all the quick jobs I did at the start were either MANs or Scania or Merc. So I can't remember the last time I drove a Volvo. Right. We can go 90. Whoop whoop. Might have a bit of a decent run now for a while. Oh, that's a bit more than 90. Whoops. Slow it down a bit. Put the cruise control on. Get a grip on myself. Traffic offences, yeah, traffic offences are on. I've got realism in terms of behaviour of the truck pretty much set to as realistic as I can without tipping over every couple of minutes. Traffic offences on, speed limits on. The speed limits showing are truck speed limits, not car speed limits, and I'm trying to stick to those. Yeah, I've got it set up, realistic fuel on. So yeah, hopefully I am...
Keep right. And
demonstrate, and obviously realistic gearbox settings, H pattern shifter.
Turn right.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it as realistic as I can do. What's that? Sorry, realism. I can't make that out. I can't read the stream properly. And avoid crashing. Oh, for the win, yeah. Sorry. I wasn't sure if it was FTW or TTW. I couldn't quite make it out. Like, what does he mean? I get you now. Yeah, I think it's... I've gotten to the stage where you know, if you want some sort of challenge, then you know, you set the... make it trickier. Make it as realistic as you sensibly can. It's the weight of the wheel that always gets me, because I've got the wheel weight on the old what do you call it, power steering, you know, not power steering, force feedback, that's the one I'm looking for, set to like the defaults, which is pretty heavy, but you don't notice it when you're driving on like motorways like this. Is when you come to park and it's like, Christ, this thing weighs a ton. Oh, 80, whoops. You went real auto mainly because your shifter kept coming off the desk. Yeah. I must admit, if I get a bit frustrated, my shifter does move occasionally when I rather aggressively ram the thing into reverse because I've done something stupid, and I can find it comes a little loose on occasion. Best thing I did recently though was get one of those, I don't know what it's called, SDK add-on things. That you take the top off your gear stick and stick it over the top, and it adds like a proper even fuller arrangement to it. I mean, I don't, obviously in Euro Truck I don't do that because it's like mostly 12-speed boxes, so, but it's handy just to have the toggle switch on the shifter to be able to toggle between either lower six and upper six or odds and evens. How much time have we got left before we have to sleep? 6 hours, that's okay. Oh, it's 90 again. Can't afford to be messing around at lower speeds. I want to try and make a bit of time up because we're right on the boundary of whether we have to have 2 sleeps or 1 sleep. Obviously want to try and keep it to 1 sleep, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. It looks like we're going to need to sleep probably around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which will be okay because that'll mean we'll be back on the road as it comes to dawn again, which I quite like. I don't mind driving at night, but I don't think it comes out very well on stream and on video. I think you lose quite a bit of detail with the darkness. Also on country roads it can be almost impossible to see where you're going. There's something about the lighting that just isn't quite right unless you put full beam on, and then that's not particularly realistic. So yeah, I do prefer to drive in the daylight as much as possible. Apart from on really long hauls where it's just not feasible, you know.
Keep left.
Alrighty, I shall keep left. She's been good today. She's not been overly chatty, and her instructions have been clear and correct. After last time's stream, I had to have a little word with her about her instructions, because on reflection, although I made some mistakes, fundamentally I'm blaming her. It just makes me feel a bit better about the comedy of errors that was episode 2. If you haven't had a chance to see that, as much as I hate to say it, do enjoy. It was not particularly realistic. I made several errors. I need to find a way around licensing on music and stuff, because I normally, when I play this game by myself, I normally put, oh, sorry, it just popped up in the chat there. The errors were actually good. It's realism. And liked seeing how you dealt with them. Yeah, you particularly liked where I ran over cones and then discovered a helicopter, yeah? Oh dear. I must admit though, I think I might have set a record for eco driving. I looked back on it, I actually had less than 30 kilometres worth of fuel when I set off to do my little eco journey and did over 60 kilometres with it, so I was quite pleased with that. Just the circumstances of it weren't quite what I would have wanted. Having literally, I swear no word of a lie, having all the years of playing this game, first time I've ever run out of fuel, and I managed to do it not once but 3 times. It's just phenomenal. It's the pressure of being on the stream, I think. What I should have done is taken the time to look at the map properly and just taken the first alternative route, and I would have been absolutely fine, but you live and learn. Oh gosh, this is slowing right down here. exactly, yeah. Yeah, anyway, I was saying, sound-wise, obviously I use, as you can see from the chat, I'm using Pretzel just to give some background music that's not too in your face, but I'd love to be able to play real music, but it's the whole licensing thing, isn't it? There's no way really that I can find anyway of getting away with playing like proper music on anything you intend to put up on YouTube. Like,
Go straight on.
but then I was thinking to myself, I could put real music on the Twitch stream because I think you can pretty much get away with that. And then just on the videos, just overdub them with a soundtrack so people don't have to listen to me speak. Because I guess in Euro Truck it doesn't really matter. It'll be more of a, hopefully the conversations will be more interacting with whoever's in chat, you know, rather than it being talking about, now I'm changing into 11th gear and I'm accelerating. It's not really, you know, the sort of game that you blow by blow describe what you're doing. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. To be fair, the Pretzel music, I know it's elevator music, but it's actually pretty good, I think. Some of the tracks are quite catchy. We're getting down to about 4 hours before we need to sleep, so you can have to start thinking about where that will get us to on the map, so I don't end up falling asleep at the wheel again like last time. That was particularly disturbing. Background music helps you talk to yourself. Yeah, I think you're right. I think if it were completely silent, I'd feel like a bit of a nutter. I mean, I feel like a bit of a nutter anyway, but, you know, it would, I think you're right, I think it would make it harder. I don't think I've actually done a video without any background noise as of yet. Actually, I tell a lie. I recorded, by accident, that tutorial I recorded yesterday. I realised after I'd done it, I recorded it without the music on. So I had to use the video editor to add a bit of music to the background because I was playing it back thinking, this doesn't sound right. It doesn't work without something behind it, you know? I'm just going to have a quick look at the map and make sure we're not getting into a situation where there's nowhere to stop in the near future, because we're coming back to, oh no, we're past where we're heading north, aren't we? So we've got tolls there, so we'll have sleep there, we'll have sleep there, there'll be sleep there, and there's one there. I think we're alright actually. I think, see how far we've come. I think probably we'll assess at that petrol station if we've still got a couple of hours of sleep time available, then we'll crack onto that one. I say sleep time of working time available, yeah. Yeah, if it's 2 hours or more left when we reach that first garage, we'll crack on. Now, where's my express lanes? Have we even got express lanes? Can I move over here? Oh, let's take this one. I don't think there are express lanes here. Whoa, that lorry is... Oh, God, it nearly hit me. He was trying hard then. Oh no, we're up to 80 now. Tollbooth's can be a bit of a nightmare if you don't crack on with it. A number of times I've been sideswiped by someone. It's really annoying. I've got to say though, in terms of AI on like a, you know, a road-based game like this, probably some of the better AI out there, but they do still do some really stupid things. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I think we're in one of those countries where we can only go 80. Never mind.
Go straight on.
Don't really have a choice here, to be fair. It's straight on or crash. That one I could have figured out myself. Oh. That's a headlight tunnel. Right. I'm not very good at that, remembering to put the lights on in tunnels. Whoa, get down to 70. That's a copper in front of you. Jeez. This is at 50. Yeah. Let's take the far inside lane this time. It's open, so there's nothing there. Less likely to get sideswiped that way. That was a bit abrupt. Right, I'm coming out, car, so don't put your foot down because you're going to get... Good man, you waited for me. Ooh. 2 hours 48 at this rest point. I think we can push on to the next one. It's going to be tight, but I'm not actually sure it's worth it because I'll still have 12 hours left. Yeah, I'm not going to take the chance. I'm not going to have another stream like last time. I'm going to make a successful delivery. So we're going to take this opportunity to stop and refuel. Ooh. Yeah, I've definitely got realism on there. I proper locked the brakes then on that little jump bump in the road there. Right, let's fuel her up. Oh yeah. Stop the engine first. Pretty cheap here as well. Wouldn't £1 a litre be nice? Right. Let's park up. And have a rest. Okay, what are we now? 21:43. So yeah, we're going to be driving through the night a bit, but can't be helped. Let's some lights on. So 14 hours left until we arrive, but we've only got 11 hours of driving time, so we will need another little sleep. What I'll probably do is have that sleep early hours of the morning, so we're not driving all the way through the night, and then we'll probably have about 7 or 8 hours left of time to do the delivery. How does head tracking work? Well, to be honest, it depends on what you use. So a lot of people use what's it called, track IR, which is, so you have an infrared sensor on the which you put like on your computer or near your computer, and then you wear a headset or like a light emission thing that you can clip to glasses or to a hat, and it measures, you know, the IR, it measures the infrared signal to calculate, you know, to calculate head movements. To be fair, I looked at them as like they're quite expensive, and every time I've watched someone who's got them, they're constantly having problems with disconnections or light interference. So I've opted for something slightly different. I've gone with Tobii eye tracking, and I think it's the 2nd generation one I'm using, which is just, it's like a little bar that you stick along the bottom of your monitor, and it's just a single USB cable, and it works a bit like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Kinect that Microsoft had on the Xbox 3, was it 360? Or no, it was the original Xbox One, wasn't it? Oh no, it was the 360 as well, which uses a combination of IR and camera to sort of take images of your face and sort of render them. So what this does is, by using the cameras and the infrared, it tracks your eyes and your head, and you can use a combination of the eye tracking or the head tracking. So in a game like this, I set it only to track my head, so as long as I hold my head reasonably still, not completely still, but reasonably still, it doesn't move around. But then if I make a deliberate movement, left or right or up or down, then you see where I move my head, where my head is relative to the screen. You can also set it so that you can move forward and backward, and it will detect, you know, move you forward and backward in your seating position, but I don't particularly like that. On Farming Simulator, when I'm in cab, I tend to allow it to do eye tracking as well, so you can literally just glance at stuff and then it will move your view to match where you're looking on the screen, as well as head tracking. So you can literally I can turn my head to the right in Farming Simulator, and it will, if I turn it enough, I can see out the back window of the tractor, and still have enough of the screen to see what's going on. Is it worth £150? I don't think. I think I got lucky. I got it on offer, and I think it was a deal of like 99 quid. But to be honest, if it broke, I would pay £150 to replace it. Yes, I think in terms of, if you have, if I had a multi-monitor setup, like 3-screen setup or something like that, I probably wouldn't bother, because you'd have that, you know, I'd be able to see out of both side windows anyway. But one of my biggest frustrations with this game came at the point of, I was trying to drive manually, but that meant I had to keep moving my hand off the gear stick to touch the mouse or touch another stick in order, or something else to move my view, and then move it back again. Whereas being able to just turn my head is absolutely ideal. You know, I can still access all my driving controls and be aware of what's going on and see what's happening. I'm an expensive guy to follow. Well, you don't have to use. I mean, so you don't have to use the tracking. It's not as expensive as a multi-monitor setup, and you can play the game. I played it for years with just, you know, with just you know, not having anything else, just having the single monitor and using you know, a separate control for the view. But yeah, when you get to the stage of wanting to use manual gears and kind of getting into it like that, then there comes a point at which it becomes really tricky to do it all at once. You know, to control it all. There's probably other ways of doing it. I'm sure there's other much cheaper ways of doing it, but I know you can get. I did try it once. You can get software like for webcams. I can't remember what it's called, and that's dirt cheap. It's like 10 or 15 quid for the software that'll effectively do the same with your webcam. It'll use your webcam to track your head movements. I cannot remember what it's called for the life of me, and it's actually okay-ish. The problem is that if it loses track of your head, then it locks the view in whatever position it was it locked at, and more often than not, you can guarantee the position it loses your head in is when you're turning your head to the side and it can't see your eyes anymore, and then all of a sudden you're stuck looking out the window, and you've got to find a button to reset the view, and by the time you've done that, you've crashed into something, which was the reason I stopped using it. So I was constantly looking to the side at a junction, or looking, you know, at the side to move out into traffic, and then finding my view stuck. But yeah, I would say yes, it is worth the money if you want something to track your head, you know. But if you're happy without it, then it's like anything with these kind of things, isn't it? Like wheels and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to have a wheel to play the game. You don't have to have a gear shifter. You know, you can play it with mouse and keyboard or with a gamepad, and still get on absolutely fine. But it just depends on how much. It's more about immersion, isn't it, than playability, I think, with accessories. I'm going to get past this guy. I know he's doing nearly 80, but I like to be doing 80. So we'll get by and move over. There we go. If it enhances the game, yeah, it is worth getting it. And like I say, it's how you want to play, isn't it? If you want a more realistic experience, then, you know, steering wheels, pedals, head tracking, or multi-monitors, absolutely the way to go. If you're content on a single screen, you know, single screen and just enjoy the game out of the box it is, then you don't have to. You know, it's nothing. It's all personal preference, I think. So I mean, steering wheel wise, I've had the same G27 Logitech wheel for years now. You know, that's what I use to play it. It's what I've used ever since, you know, I decided to get a wheel. Must be, I don't know, I think they were fairly new out when I got it, so it was at least 5 or 6 years old. Works fine, does the job, so I haven't changed it. Although I must admit, I do use different tech for FS 2019. You've got the G29 now, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, the reason I didn't change to G29 is because you haven't got as many buttons on the gear shifter. I like the look of it, and I imagine it's much better. But I like having that extra D-pad and those extra 8 buttons on the gear, on the gear shifter, just in front of the gear stick. Again, it's just preference, isn't it? You got more buttons on the wheel, yeah. Yeah, and I do like the shifter. I was thinking about. I thought if I wanted to upgrade, I'd probably go like all out and get a rig, sort of rig out and get like proper direct drive wheel and pedals and all that kind of stuff. So I think between the G27, the G29, and the similar Thrustmasters, I don't think there's an awful lot apart from personal preference between them. I think if you want to make a significant step on from there, it's got to be a full-on setup, and I'm not at the stage where I think that's worthwhile. I don't think I'll get that much more out of it. So pretty much until this G27 packs up, I think I'll stick as I am. But I must admit, I sound Farming Simulator 19. I use the full heavy equipment setup. So I know a lot of people do not like the wheel and pedals that come with it, and to be honest, I don't particularly like them. They're not great. They're plasticky and tacky, and there's no force feedback. But for what you do in Farming Simulator, because you've got the 2 D-pad sticks on the wheel and 2 D-pads, sorry, you've got 2 D-pads, 2 sticks, buttons, control buttons behind, and then all the functionality on the stick. The wheel and pedals actually work really well with the stick. And to be honest, with the amount of steering you need to do on FS, I find that lightweight wheel with the with the single hand steering ball on it actually works really well. And I'd bought it before I'd read much in the way of reviews on it, so I kind of got used to it in FS17 before anyone started going, oh, the wheel's crap and the pedals are crap. And I'm like, oh, okay, I find they're all right. And obviously there's no noise as opposed to the G27. You whack your G27 around at the kind of speed you need to on FS19. On Farming Simulator full stop. Oh, here we go, traffic jam. That was a bit close. Then you're going to knacker it. Surprised the wheel is still working. To be fair, actually, it is the second wheel, but I got it from Amazon, and I'd had it for about 11 months, I guess, maybe less, 6-7 months, and the wheel started playing up. It lost its connection, which was the problem with the first version, where the wiring was coming loose inside the wheel. It wasn't very well attached. I saw a lot of YouTube videos on that. I thought, oh, I might have to try and fix it myself, but in fairness, I went onto Amazon customer service. They tried to direct me to SciTech first of all. I said no. They said, all right, we'll send you a returns label, send it back to us, and then you can order yourself a new one. And I ordered a new one, which was the second edition, which was on offer at the time. So I actually ended up getting a brand new wheel, brand new pedal, brand new side panel for less than I'd paid for the first one. And this second edition one has been good as gold. I've had it now for at least as long as the first one, and there's no sign of any problems whatsoever. It's much better. You can feel it's better made. And the button stickiness issues and all that kind of stuff, I'm not having anymore. That were the first one was kind of famous for. You're winning on the SciTechs.
Keep left.
Sorry, I'm just. Oh, yeah. What am I doing here? The writing on the SciTech's the cheapest. Then it's. Oh, the wiring. Sorry, yeah. You're set on fire. Oh wow. Okay. That's not great. Maybe that's why they've rebranded it as Logitech. Yeah, I keep saying SciTech now, but it's actually Logitech these days, isn't it? Yeah, things catching on fire is not good. Right, we're well within range now of the destination. So if we were to sleep now, we'd easily make it to the destination before we have to sleep again, which is what I wanted. So the next rest point we find, we'll take a little nap. And we're about an hour into the stream, so that works out nicely as well for me to go and get a cup of tea.
Keep right, and then exit right.
You may have observed is a feature of my streams.
Exit right.
Not deliberately, just that I have caffeine issues.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Oh no, I don't need to put out there. Thought that was filtering. Oh, I'm speeding again. Pay attention, man. It's been 80 for ages and I keep chomping on up to ridiculous speeds. This is a bit upbeat for my Pretzels chilled station. I live with it. It's keeping my driver awake at 3 AM in the morning, I can live with that. Surprised we haven't hit another rest point there. Let's see what we've got on the map here. Oh wow. Oh, there's a petrol station coming up. There'll be a rest stop there, yeah. That'll do. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Cool, we are on one of those autobahn hills again, aren't we, that absolutely sap. Sorry car, I'm coming out. You're going to have to slow down there again, mate. You absolutely sap the power. There was a time when I used to get really frustrated with the way the AI traffic can build in this game. So you can go for ages, as we just have, with very little traffic, no major problems whatsoever, and you'll come to something like that, all of a sudden, if you're not paying attention, you'll go flying into the back of traffic at ridiculous speeds, with no warning whatsoever. Now I kind of like it. I think it adds to the challenge and, you know, makes it, I guess in some ways, more realistic, because let's face it, when you're driving like long distances, that's the kind of thing that happens, is everything's normal and then all of a sudden something happens and actually you need to be on it and paying attention, ready to, you know, react to it. What is this? What kind of incident do we have here? Oh dear. Car on its side. And something else. What's oh, that's the lane closure. I do like these little incident things they've added. although to be fair, in the last stream I wish to God I'd had them turned off. But I'm told it made the stream far more entertaining, so, you know.
Rerouting.
Rerouting? I'm getting fuel, love. Make sure we go to the right pump.
Recomputing.
Right. Engine off. Might as well take the opportunity to fill up whilst we're here. This lorry park is busy. What exactly is ProMods? So ProMods is, to be honest, easy to find. Just Google it. You'll find the website. It's map extension. Primarily, it revises the map. So they basically take the base map and they go through and make it much more realistic in terms of actual road layout. They add extra roads, extra cities, proper road signage, all that kind of stuff to make it a more realistic experience. So there's a lot more road network in ProMods than there is in the base game. If I bring up the main map, I'll show you, for example, obviously you're familiar with the UK, so, and you probably looked at the UK map, so you can see here London, you have in the base game, it's nothing like this complex. So you have, in the base game, you don't have the A3, you don't have the M23, you don't have, you do have the Felixstowe Road, but it doesn't use the M25, it just kind of cuts the corner there. You don't have the M11, you have the M1, but it stops at the M25, and the M4 doesn't go into the city either, it stops at the M25. So you have all these extra junctions around the M25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 roads now lead into London, and you've got an actual proper part of central London. You've got the South Circular, the North Circular, and a load more activity there. Plus the road signage is a lot better. The positioning of services and stuff like that are a lot better. You've got on the original game, so the M5 doesn't exist on the original game. The 303 kind of does, which is that road there, but that kind of goes across to there and then joins up at Cardiff, so it kind of cuts the corner up to as if it were going to Bristol. So that's obviously new. Yeah, there's lots and lots of changes. I mean, you can just see there's a lot more roads crisscrossing the country than there are in the base game. Obviously it adds Iceland as well, I think. Or has Iceland gone into the base game now? I'm not sure. I can't remember. So yeah, if you haven't played without it, it's hard to understand how much less content you've got. But there's a lot more roads, a lot more cities, and just generally, it's a better experience. It's a much broader experience in terms of like roads explored. So I think the difference is on my base game, if I run it without ProMods, I'm over 50%, I think 60% roads explored now. With ProMods on, I'm only about 30% of roads explored. It adds a huge chunk of extra content. So yeah, if I wouldn't go, I wouldn't go to the base game unless you have to. And the only time I play with the base game now is when a new update comes out for ETS2, a new map comes out. Generally, ProMods is a couple of months behind with updating for that. So you have a window there. If you want to play it in that window and you want to play the new map expansions, you're kind of forced to either downgrade your version of Euro Truck or run without ProMods. So if I really want to play in that period, then I tend to have to run without ProMods. And also if you take jobs from the website, so the external contracts jobs, it doesn't like some of the stuff that ProMods has done. One of the big ones is this Dover to Calais crossing, the Eurotunnel. It does not recognise the position of the crossing or for when you're trying to do an external contract. So you'll get to the dock, try to do the crossing, and it just crashes. and says that it doesn't recognise it. And it's not the only. I know there's other places in the world that happens in the in the game world. So just something to be aware of. ProMods and external contracts don't always agree with each other. Right, sleep time. Stop the engine. You learn that the hard way because of World of Trucks. Yeah, that's what I mean. The World of Trucks contracts. Thank you. I couldn't think what they were called then. Yeah, you've probably made a good choice going straight in with ProMods because it's a much better game with it. Right. Oh, do you know what? I've just realised I was going to take my tea break, wasn't I? So I'm going to park up here.
Finding a new route.
All right. I don't know why you're finding a new route. We've been in these services for quite some time. So yeah, I'm just going to park up here. And I'm going to leave you guys for a few minutes. What time is it now? It's 10 past, so I'm going to give myself a whole 10-minute break. And I will be back. I know, it's extravagant, but I will be back. I'll put the parking brake on you at 20 past 10. So I shall leave this up. I know, luxury. I'm a shocking behaviour, really. Now let's see if I can edit this. Can I edit this on the fly? Change to. I expect this has changed on your screen already before I've done this. No, 11:20, and I say. Gives the viewers a break too. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm sure you need it. Now, has that got the tea break screen up for you? Yes, it has. Okay, good. Right, wonderful. Thank you very much. I shall see you guys in 9 minutes, thereabouts. Hello, I am back. That 10 minutes went quick, probably not quick for everyone, but it seemed quite quick for me. Right, let's get back into it. So, one quick thing I'm going to check whilst I'm here is the bank. Thank you very much, Farm Like a Mum. Welcome back to you too, sir. I just wanted to see if I have any active loans, and I don't, which is good because I don't want to be paying interest on anything. And I want the ability to borrow as much as possible in the future. So at some point it will be time to get the fleet up and running. Anyway, carrying on. Oh, and thank you, Farms Like a Bomb, for posting a link in VF's videos Discord chat. It's one of those things I keep meaning to figure out how to do that automatically, and I keep forgetting. So I do appreciate you putting that up there. Right, let's crack on. So we have got 475 clicks to go. All the time in the world to do it. Barring one of my acts of insanity, we should have a fairly good run from here. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, my gearbox was playing silly beggars then for a minute. I thought I'd lost the top range. Thought I'd try and drum up some viewers. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. To be fair, I have to say my viewer count is higher than normal. I've been averaging 2 or 3 views a stream, and we're up to 6 viewers at the moment. I'm showing 4 on one device and 6 on another. I'm going to assume it's 4 to be on the safe side, but that's still higher than the normal, so I'm happy with that. It's progress.
Keep right, and then turn right.
It's much better to feel like you're not just talking to yourself.
Turn right.
Right. Don't need the headlights on, just the side lights will do. I don't think he minds actually if it's other stuff you post. I suppose in many ways it's, you know, you're not competing with him, are you? So and he's always very keen to encourage other people. I think what I wouldn't ever want to do is I always try and avoid doing anything at a time that I know that he's on. 2 reasons: one, I like watching his stuff and I prefer to watch it live and participate, and 2, I wouldn't want to be, you know, stealing his viewers. He's been, you know, he's a really great streamer, and I love his content. I think he's undervalued as it is, and I certainly wouldn't want to be part of, you know, taking views away from him. I always do my best to try and support the channel and participate in a way that helps him gain views rather than work against him. Yeah, VFM is fantastic. It's just everyone's really pleasant. Everyone generally sticks to the rules. I don't think I've ever come across a channel that is naturally so friendly and helpful, and it just makes you want to be part of that and to help people out as well, you know.
Keep right, and then exit right.
And it's also rare to get a channel like that doesn't get trolled, and I don't think people bother because one, it's just not tolerated, and 2, it doesn't achieve anything for, you know, there's no one rises to it. You know, everyone's like, no, that's not what we do here, you know, just move on, you know. So yeah, it's a really nice community. And to be fair, I don't think I'd have even attempted to stream if it weren't for having spent some time in his community, and thought to myself, do you know what, this isn't a bad thing to do, you know, and if I can do something like that, then I really want to give it a go, you know. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's none of that nonsense. I mean, we got, I think when the John Deere cotton pack came out, everything was, oh, John Deere, John Deere, John Deere for, you know, 1 or 2 streams, but that didn't last very long. And now it's such a broad mix as well. It's not, I think most of his viewers are there because they enjoy the farming content, not necessarily because they want to see a particular type of tractor or a particular type of gameplay. I think most people just accept that he does things the way he wants to do them, and he listens to the community and tries to appease general opinion, but he's got his own, you know, agenda at the end of the day and way of playing, and that's what he does. And as long as the community in general is happy, then it seems that, you know, he's content with that. So, but yeah, you certainly don't get any of this. Get a Massey or get a John Deere, or, you know. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he makes a point of doing it to the detriment of his driving, I have to say. Saturday I was watching, whilst we were playing, we were watching, obviously we try and keep the stream up in the background so we know what's going on, because on the big farm that I'm doing with Jeannie and Sim and Trance, we obviously have our own voice chat because there's a lot that we need to do. We need to communicate a lot, but we keep the stream open. We all keep the stream open so we can hear what he's saying and see what he's doing, you know, in case there's something we need to know. And I don't know if you watched it at all, but I think it was Jack had run out of things to do on his farm, so he was riding along with VF in his tractor and using the text, the in-game text, to comment on VF's driving style. And where he spends so much time trying to pay attention to the chat and interact with everyone, he's driving through hedges, he's mounting bridges, all sorts of stuff. And I have to say, if you watch it back, I'm not sure if you can see it on the left-hand side or not of the stream, but the text chat was hilarious, where Jack was commentating, should we say, on VF's driving. Yeah, it was very funny. But it's great, you know, he doesn't get frustrated or bothered about it. You know, if he makes a mistake, he just deals with it, gets on, and makes sure he continues to engage with the audience, which is brilliant. And it's one of the reasons he's turned off the voice chat, I think, again, yeah, because when we started Sandy Bay, a lot of people sort of said, oh, you know, can you open up the Discord voice channel so that we on the server can talk and interact with VF? But the problem with that is, on the YouTube videos you can't hear that chat, and on the main stream it just becomes annoying. And I've watched streams in the past where he'd done that and he stopped doing it because of the feedback, and you know, that's the sort of thing, he listens to what people say, and if you're watching the stream, you want to hear him and see what he's doing and see what he, you know, hear his point of view on things. You don't really want to hear 10 other people complaining about the fact they flipped a plough over, or they've, you know, or things aren't quite right on their farm. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Yeah, you've got the delay on as well. It just doesn't work. It's just distracting. Yeah, Ortho's very dry. He's very dry. He's a nice guy, but he's very, very dry. And to be fair, if you get a bit of Ortho sarcasm, chances are you deserve it. I need to move over here, and this car's kind of dawdling. Okay, there we are. Yeah, he's not brutal. He's fair with it. Although I don't think I've seen him the last couple of streams. I think he's got his own stuff to do. I think he only came in sort of for the first few streams just to like help get everything set up, and he tends to pop in and out for, you know, the odd stream here and there. But he's a great guy, and he's obviously a great help to VF.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
He doesn't really play it much. Yeah, no, I didn't hear him say that, but yeah, I get that impression. There were quite a few things he wasn't sure how to do, and I was thinking, yeah, you know, maybe you're not not that familiar with some of these things. Certainly some of the mods.
Turn right.
He clearly wasn't very familiar with, but yeah, it was very helpful, I think, in the first couple of streams, just getting things sorted and answering questions, making sure everyone knew what they were doing and was getting themselves set up properly. I know I'm tempting fate here, but this is actually working out quite well, this delivery so far. I know I shouldn't say things like that. I'm going to have a right disaster now, no doubt. But so far, so good. I can't remember where we're going now. Where are we headed to? Amsterdam. We can't be far
right,
away from
and then keep left.
the Netherlands now. Oh, we've got to get past Perth. Keep right, then keep left. Okay, I'm doing that.
Keep left. Keep right,
Oh, then we're going
and
right
then
again.
turn right.
Okay, she got it. It looks like she got the directions right this time.
Turn right.
That's good. We definitely need to go slow and steady for this. This is tight.
Keep left.
Okay. Going a bit quick here. Oh no, back up to 80. Keeping right again here by the look
Keep
of it.
right,
Yeah.
and then exit right. Exit right.
Oh, we need that lane. Oh, you're kidding me.
Keep right.
Another road closure.
Turn right.
Ah! Okay, right.
Turn right. Never mind. I'll find a new
Now
route.
it looks like it's going to put us... Okay, this could work.
Keep right, and then turn right.
It's going to put us all the way around the Daisy and onto the main carriageway. So we're just going to hope that whatever's causing that roadblock is only on the slip road. This is going to... I knew I shouldn't have spoken as soon as I did. This could turn into another another episode like the last one. Oh God.
Keep right, and then turn right.
It's time to cross fingers and hope for the best.
Turn right.
Although I'm sure you're all praying that I mess this up. Yeah, are you hoping for success or are you hoping I mess it up? Or is messing it up in your mind a success?
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
Right, this is where we find out how good my luck is. I'm thinking if there was a problem, this entry that I've just turned into would have been closed. So I think we're alright. And the instant is just down on the slip road. Over there. somewhere. Yeah. Ooh. Phew. We've got away with it. Sorry. No drama today. God, that's a relief. Wow. Can't believe that's happened. That happened again. What's wrong with this guy? Making me hold up the outside lane. Uh-oh. He's not stopping, is he? No, he was coming out one way or another. Oh, it looks like we're coming up on the border now. Got a feeling the Dutch speed limit might be a little higher, but I could be wrong. Oh, hello. No, I think I'm wrong. Looks like we're still sticking at 80. Let's just say you'd rather see a crash than a game crash. I'd prefer not to see either.
Keep left.
I'll keep left. What? Hey? Speaking of which, how did that just happen? That's your fault, that is. I don't even know what I hit then. Have I got any damage? No, just wear and tear. Oh my god.
Keep right.
How did you manage that? You've hacked my game. How bizarre. Oh well. So I'm gonna have to look back at that after I'm done with this stream and figure out what the hell happened. What's going on here? I'm going to Amsterdam, aren't I? So yeah, let's keep following the Amsterdam signs. With the flashing yellow light, I guess that's a warning. Oh yes, speed limit change. Wow. Take it easy around here as well. This looks quite... yeah, that tightens quite a lot. Wow. Is it really a 50? Oh, there we go, 80. Good. Okay, less than an hour's journey time left, so we must be getting quite close to entering the city. Don't think I've been into Amsterdam in ProMods for quite a long time. Certainly not since I started this new save.
Keep left.
I know I've said it before, but I do think the lighting on this game at sunsets and sunrises is astonishing. They've made it just look amazing. I mean, the way it casts the shadows and the rays of light is very pretty. Loads of cool dash accessories, is that? Nice. I was thinking about getting some dash accessories, but again, I'm still in this kind of place of like, just one more thing to potentially affect my frame rate. But I suppose the odd accessory wouldn't hurt. Star Wars. Oh yes, I've seen some of those. Whose stream have I seen those in? Can't remember now. Might be Squirrel. I've got a feeling he did. He put some Star Trek stuff on his dash for a while. I know I'm being very cautious with my speed at the moment, but that police car is bound to ping me if I am not careful.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Doing my best.
Turn right.
Looks like we're back up to 80 for a little while.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Cool. That caught me out.
Turn right.
I'm going for it. Oh man! I swear I passed that light on yellow. Mind you, I could have stopped.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
£300 though for only just running a red light.
Get ready to
And
turn
that's
left.
just the tracker confirming we've
Turn
made it
left.
to the right place.
It was a nice ride.
Right, this is not the hardest parking space, but it's quite narrow there, so you have to. Yeah, there's not a lot of room to swing around either. I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful here, I think. Let's see if we can get this right first time. I doubt it, but Oh, this is looking all right. Yeah, I think we're good. I need to swing back the other way a little bit. We have space. The truck is not going to be parked particularly straight, but we're going to be in. Not too shabby. I can live with that. Excellent. Let's turn these lights off. Right. Now, where's my pen gone to write this down? So, 1,485 kilometres, 40 hours and 48 minutes, 488.8 litres of fuel used, and we got the full 29,585 that we were expected to get, which is very, very good, and it looks like we've leveled up. So bear with me 2 seconds. I need to enter this or confirm this on the tracker that I've successfully completed this. If I don't do it now, then it will confuse the tracker system. So where are we? 1,484 kilometres, that's right. No damage to the cargo. Total income was 29,585. Did promotion, deliver division load? Yes, I did. To write down my number here. There we go. All done. Right, sorry about that. It's got to be done now. So, let's have a look at where that leaves us. Okay, what shall we do here? Let's go for, I've said before, I'm not really interested in increasing these at the moment because I can't actually take any of those types of jobs in the division I'm in. So let's put some fragile cargo on because I think there are some better fragile cargo jobs we could do. And that's got us, right, where are we on the map? We need to find a repair place just to do some maintenance. There we go, it's just across the road. So we're going to come out, hang a left again, and we're going to do repairs, have a sleep, and then find another job, I think. Just assuming I'm not boring the hell out of you all too much. Right. Off we go. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, cheers, mate. I was going to be nice and give you the choice of what I stream later, but seeing as you're being very mean, I might not. Right. Let's get this sorted. That's a bit harsh, that braking. What's it? No, I don't want a configurator. I want the service. 493, I think we can stretch to that. I like everything to be up together. We'll just have a look at the configurator. I'm not sure if I've got access to the new paint jobs that I was looking for. I don't think I have yet. No, I think I've got to level up a bit more first. Yeah, it's not. What I might do is, like I said to you, I don't want to stream. He only has the server up when he's streaming, or if he's doing some maintenance. And if he's doing that, then he doesn't allow anybody else in anyway. But what I might do on when's the next stream? Tomorrow, isn't it? I might record some footage, just a tour of the farm, and then post that up as a sort of a one-off video. I'm sure he wouldn't mind that. Just like a 20-minute walk around of the farm and what we're doing on it. I'm sure we could manage that, but I won't be able to do that until, let's say, tomorrow night during the live stream. Engine off. Have a sleep. Right, 6 AM. It's a good time to start. Let's see what jobs we have. Let's just save quickly. Always a good idea to save on a regular basis. Let's have a look at the world map. Not the world map, sorry, the cargo market. So we're in Amsterdam. Oh, have I clicked on Amsterdam there, or did I? Yeah, I did click on Amsterdam. So we could go to La Jonquera on the border with Spain. That's a bit of a trek though. To be fair, I would like to go down to Spain at some point, but I don't really want to do another 2 hours right now. Let's see what we have that's close by. Hang on a minute, that's not from Amsterdam. Come back. Got Krakow, Wiesbaden, Copenhagen, Lille. Tell you what, let's do that. That's just a nice quick one, probably a half hour, 40 minutes, which will take us to a good 2.5 hour stream. I think that's a good choice. Let's do this. So we're going from Amsterdam to Lille with 18 tons of apples, estimated value of 6,778. Oh, do you know what? Actually, I've got this in pounds. I need to set this to euros. That's why my money's not been matching up with my website. Because it'll be, if I change this to euros, I think that's what it is anyway. Gameplay. Euros. Not controls. What am I doing? I want to go back to the job market. Keep clicking on the wrong buttons. Right, where was it? Yeah, it's 7746 if you do it like that. Silly me. Right, let's take that. This is a hefty one though. 18 tons is gonna be noticeably heavier. Right.
Ready to roll.
So watch out for the stalls. There's bound to be a couple. Nothing coming that way. Good.
Turn left.
Clear roads. Bonus.
Turn right.
At least we haven't got to go far. It's back where we were last time.
Turn right. Here we are. Safe and sound.
Okay. Let's take it. Oh, another snug manoeuvre. Wonderful. It's my own fault. I've set it to automatically select skilled parking, so goal. Don't overdo it. Oh dear. I don't know quite how I managed to get quite that close then. That's pretty poor. Managed to do it again. Oh, this is taking it that time. Deary me. What an amateur. Right.
Let's do this.
And we're off. Struggling there to put away in a second. It is a hefty one.
Turn right. Get ready to turn left. Turn
Please
left.
let me go through on green. Yes.
Get ready to turn left.
Oh man.
Turn left.
Two lots of green lights was not going to happen. It's pretty busy for 6:50 in the morning. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's much better. This is definitely a first gear job. Good stuff. Right, this shouldn't take too long to do, I don't think. It's going to be a... pretty straight drag, I believe.
Keep right, and then turn right.
I shall.
Turn right.
Good. That's better. Get the right gear.
Go straight on.
Windmills. Love it. Go with the stereotype. We are losing speed and we're in the wrong lane and this car is... oh gosh. Well, now there's a surprise. A road closure. Oh my god. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk sneaking up there because there will be something blocking the road around the corner.
Rerouting.
Oh, I'm properly in the wrong gear here, aren't I? Oh, looks like we can do a little dodgy here though.
And then turn right. Turn right.
Fingers crossed. Yes, I know that you are crossing your fingers that this goes horribly wrong.
Turn left.
Oh, I'm going to get told off here. Oh no, I've got away with it. Oh god, that's tight. Was not expecting that island there.
Left, and then turn left.
That was close.
Turn
You nearly got your crash then. Lad.
Keep right.
No!
And then turn right.
Oh man.
Turn right.
And now we're being pointed back to Amsterdam. Oh god. Right, okay. I'm going to have to look at the map here because she's just going to keep pushing around in circles to go down this same road closure. So, this is closed. Which means it's probably closed here as well. Depends where the accident is. So if that bit of slip was closed there and that bit of slip was closed there, this bit must be where the problem is, somewhere between here and here. So I don't have a lot of options. There's only two ways to go about this. I can go back into the city, come round this way, and hope that it's reopened at this point, which would be fine. If the closure is beyond that though, I will have to go all the way back to Amsterdam and round here. This was supposed to be a short, quick, easy journey. Right, we're going into Rotterdam and we're going to use this as our route. Oh no, 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 no. We can't get off there. Because we're going back onto this bit of motorway, aren't we? Which means we still have to go. Are we forced to go all the way back up there now? Oh my. Yeah, the only way into Rotterdam. Okay. So I need to hope that there's a way on this road to turn back around and come this way into Rotterdam. Let's see what happens. If not, we're going around the long way. Oh joy.
Time to hit the road.
This is not what I was hoping for. There's not going to be any gaps in the road or anything like that either, are there? No, we're actually going underneath. Yeah, okay. Oh dear. Oh good, I'm glad you've not had any issues with it. Did you say it was one of their own packs? Can't believe we've had another diesel. Right. Yeah, we're literally going to have to go all the way back to Amsterdam around the long way. This is most frustrating. Oh, that's nice. Excellent. I'm assuming you're a bit of a Star Wars fan. Yeah. I'm afraid I'm one of those annoying people that is both a Star Wars and Star Trek fan. Not a freak, but a fan of both, which apparently is quite unusual. Oh, you too? Oh, that's good then. We're not alone. Oh, I could have taken that gap. Oh, man. I probably shouldn't have, though. I would have got stuck. Let's see if there's another one this end. Yeah, no, I think we're quite unusual in that respect. It's like... It's almost like it's forbidden. Right, let me just check this map and see where we are now, because I'm not sure if this is a good place to... Right, okay, I need some audience advice here. Oh, good. Yeah, I love all sci-fi too. I could do with your help here. We've got a 50-50 choice here. So, having been down to Rotterdam, this slip road here we know is blocked. And we also know that this slip road here is blocked. So there's an incident somewhere between, basically somewhere here, and it could be anywhere between there and there. That gives me two choices. I can either, now that I'm back up here, turn around, come back, go into Rotterdam and try and join up here, so join via Rotterdam. But there's a risk that the incident could be here, which means if I did that, I might still be forced into the alternative. And the alternative is to come up through Amsterdam, all the way down through Arnhem, and then join back up down here. So the choice is risk Rotterdam or take the detour. Thoughts, please. Yeah, it is a tricky one. And because both those slip roads are closed, I just don't know where that instant is. My gut feeling is it's probably about there, and I can join up on this, but if I double back again and can't get on, then I'm a bit stuck and I have to go all the way around. You wouldn't mind saying Amsterdam sober. Well, I won't be going into Amsterdam, I'll be bypassing. I'll just be carrying on along the A10 and then coming down through Arnhem. We already went into Amsterdam when we did the drop off and picked this up. Oh, I see, it's a 50-50. It is a 50-50. Are we feeling lucky? That's the question. Rotterdam. You want to see Rotterdam? Okay, we're going with the let's see if we can get lucky plan. Let's follow the sat nav, but what I must remember to do is when I get there, in fact I'm going to plot it on here now. I'm going to plot that there, and then that will hopefully work.
Let's do this.
Interactive streams are great, yeah. You can literally tie me in stitches, tie me up in knots here. Oh. I'm so in the wrong gear. Right.
Excellent.
Let's see how badly wrong this can go. Oh God. And we're already at the point where delivery is...
Turn left.
Oh, it's got to work. If this doesn't work, I'm in real trouble. It'll be another late delivery. I won't have time to double back. Oh man.
Turn left.
This could be a disaster. We're rolling backwards here. How are we rolling backwards? It's flat. Obviously not as flat as I think it is. Right. Hill start it is. Crash the gate to 98. Yeah. That could happen. Sadly. Dude, slow down, let me in, thank you. He had a whole other lane available. Right. This is going to work. I have confidence. Ooh. I am speeding a little bit. That is intentional. I need to recover a small amount of time. So I'm taking a chance. And going a little bit over the speed limit to recover a few minutes. I'll try to anyway. Okay. If we get up here and find the lane closure is not still in place, then that would be the ideal scenario. Ooh. Oh no, that was a bit earlier. I was thinking that was where the lane closure was, but it's not. It's a bit further on. Let's move back over here. Okay. So in an ideal world, the police would have disappeared and we'll be able to go straight on here.
And then turn right.
No, they are still there, so we know the incident is therefore still around.
Turn right.
So there's a lot more traffic now than there was last time.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
Of course, that was the other option, was to go down onto that stretch of motorway and...
Turn right.
That's not helpful. Could have done with getting through then. It's all good. I have confidence in your decision making, Farmer Bomb. May not last very long, but at the moment I have confidence. With your 2 days experience, yeah, absolutely.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Is that seriously how long you've been playing this game? 2 days?
Turn right.
You bought it after my second stream? Oh, bless you. Oh, dear. I'm sorry I've somehow convinced you to torture yourself with this.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Turn right.
Oh, hang on. That's a turning. Okay. Jesus, what on earth is this? Even with little interest in trucks. Oh, good. It's worth, I mean, the other one obviously to get is American Truck Simulator, which came out after this, so it is graphically a little bit better, and but it's
Go straight on.
not as obviously mature as this, insofar as it's only been out for a couple of years. There's a lot less maps available. Now you decide to let me go. And it's a bit more graphically heavy, graphically intense. But yeah, obviously the wide open spaces of America
Right.
lead to quite a pretty game. I just, I personally prefer that. I find it more tricky to drive in Europe than on the American roads. So I enjoy the challenge of ETS a bit more, but ATS is good for a sort of a more laid back experience. But I don't think ATS has got ProMods yet, so it is base game only, which is not a bad thing. It's very good. The base game is very good. I'll tell you what, if you want, I'll make my stream later on, an ATS2 stream, and you can have a look at it, if that's of interest. ATS, not ATS2, there is no 2. Your wallet can't take it. No worries. We'll leave that for another time then. That is the problem with by the time you bought base games and all the map DLCs, it can be, I am in the wrong lane, it can be quite expensive getting these kind of games. Oh, I'm going to pull across in front of you. Might have blocked the road slightly then. Hashtag real life trucker. Okay, this is, oh, really? Just go, mate. Just go. They'll stop for you. I haven't got time for this messing about. Whoa. I want to go, so I'm going to go. You're going to stop. Thank you. It worked. Phew. Try that custom mod out. SSL's must download mod on Steam Workshop. Yeah, I'll have a look. I will have a look. SISLs. Okay. Right, it's let me up onto the motorway. I think you're, yes. I knew I could trust your 2 days of experience. It's worked out. We've avoided the issue. We're back on track. Delivery is possible on time. No. Okay, I know it's alright. I thought, Christ, I thought that road was blocked or something then. Oh, relief. Yeah, we're going to be fine. No crashy. Really? I am never going to get past this lorry, am I? Oh, man. Stream customizing my truck. I can do that, but it is going to have to wait a little bit until my earnings are in a slightly better place, because 72 grand ain't going to cut it. At the moment, I'm still working on getting the truck to a place where it has all of the necessity stuff. So the most, a more powerful engine, better gearbox, that kind of stuff. But I will certainly do a stream of customization as soon as I've got the cash to do it. Shouldn't be long. It's the problem with doing the division jobs that I'm doing at the moment. They're all intermodal jobs, so they're not by their nature particularly expensive. They're particularly profitable, but that was part of the challenge. That's kind of why I did it. The dash mods are cheap, yeah. Well, I could add a few bits and pieces, I guess, at the start of the next stream. There should be a garage in Lille, so we could start the stream there. Oh, it is a 90. Made me think, oh, of course, we've just crossed the border, haven't we? Are we bypassing Antwerp? Looks like it. Ooh, that looks a bit tight. That is a bit tight. Cool. Caught that just in time. That could have been a bit of a crashy situation. Right, our customer is expecting delivery by 2:51 at the latest, and our estimated arrival time is 2:46. This is going to be bottom clenchingly tight. We may have to be a bit naughty. Go a little bit quicker. I'm working on the basis that I'm within 10% of the speed limit, so I'm going to get away with it. But these corners are not helping. They are a bit on the edge of what I'd like to do speed-wise. Crap. Oh dear, 14:40. Right, time's down at 40. Oh god, it keeps hovering around that 14:43, 14:44 mark. Does not give us a lot of wiggle room. Cannot have any more diversions or incidents. This is the problem with taking shorter runs that have got a bit of an urgent, this wasn't even an urgent delivery, it was just a quick delivery. If it had been an urgent delivery, we would have definitely not made it. And once you're late, that's it, you don't get paid. As I discovered on stream 2. $70. Oh dear. Going a bit quicker than 70 then. Whoops. Change gears for this. On the upside, that got us a couple of minutes back. This is still going to be so tight though. Oh, it's back up to 90. God, what am I doing? I'm driving like a fool. Right, do you know what I'm going to do? I've just remembered. You followed me, Farm Like a Bum, just before the stream started, which meant this didn't happen. There you go. Thank you for following. Not the most impressive thing in the world, but you know, it's immortalised now. Okay, we are entering France. Oh god, there's a speed limit. There's a really, really slow speed limit. Oh god. Oh my word. That was majorly the wrong gear. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't blow up the engine then. Sent you some pics of the Volvo on Discord. Oh cool, I'll have a look at that. Is that your Volvo? You just pimped your ride, have you? Pimped to the max. Oh, hang on a minute. For some reason, I'm being told that what you've just said might be naughty, so I'm going to have to allow that, obviously. There you go. You may now say pimped in Discord, it's fine. It's alright. Sorry, in chat. It's been added to the permission list. It's my fault, I said it first. And I think we can get away with pimped. It's okay. It's a PG stream, not universal. You're alright. Right, let's yeah, that gearbox has gone funny again. There we go.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
Right. Are we going to make this? It's blooming close. Thankfully, we're in the city now, and time slows down in the game once you're within a city boundary. It runs more like real time. So I think we'll be okay now. We would be if it weren't for the fact that I just dropped a gear again. I always do that at the worst possible time. Is this real? I very much doubt it. I think pretty much all modern European trucks are automatic, but I prefer the challenge. I mean, in American trucks, I think more often than not, American trucks are and tend to be, eaten full of gearboxes. I'm sure you can get manual trucks still, but I think a lot of them these days are automatic or Tiptronic probably, with some form of, manual overrides. The clutch is realistic. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think as a truck driver, you're supposed to not use the clutch very much, apart from pulling away. But what am I doing? That's the wrong place. I know a lot of them, like, you're supposed to synchromesh or synchronize. I can't remember what the right term is, but basically rev match. And you can do it in the game. It will let you do it, but I'm blooming awful at it. So I do tend to use the clutch. Yeah, I find changing down gear is actually easier because you rev up. It's the revving down to change up gear, so I just never get it quite right. I think it's one of those things. It would be handy to have a slightly better pedal set, because you probably need to be much more precise than you can be with sort of the sensitivity levels of the Logitech stuff. But you can do it. I know people do it and it can be done, but it's a bit beyond my my skill level. Right, we've arrived, and we arrived with maybe 7 minutes to spare. It's pretty borderline. Okay, so we did 476 kilometers, took 8 hours, 23 minutes, 205.7 litres of fuel used, and we got the full 7,746 awarded, which is excellent. No level up, obviously it was too short a journey, and I need to put that in to the tracking website now, otherwise it'll get confused on me. Shouldn't take too long. So 474, actually did 476, no damage. 7746 is the correct income. This was job 7. And it was a division load. Right, that's enough of me talking around to myself. Oh yeah, I mean, if you're trying to do a hill start or anything like that, it's very realistic in the low range stuff, in terms of balancing, getting the right bite point, coming off the handbrake, and moving away. It's very, very realistic and much better than things like Forza. Yeah, I mean, I would say the only thing that's beyond that, that's close to it, stuff like iRacing. But even then, the clutch isn't really. It's important, but it's not as accurate as the clutch in this, I wouldn't have said. It's more tolerant, I guess. Right, so we are in. Where are we now? Lille, aren't we? So let's head to this workshop. Where's the way out? Where did I come in? Over there, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not sure if they're the same connection. I've never had a G29, so and it's worth looking into. It's a serial port, yeah. So it might well then. It might well then, because it's a serial port on the G27 as well. There's no reason why it shouldn't. It just depends, I guess, if the onboard, I guess, motherboard is expecting to support the extra buttons that are on the G27.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Layout. So it could be that the serial port feeds the information through, but then the control board or whatever isn't actually able to recognise the inputs and send them through to the PC. I don't know.
Turn left.
It's an interesting one.
Turn right.
Yes. Right, here we go. So I think what we'll do is I'll turn this around. Oh, come on. Stop being a silly machine. We'll use these parking spaces. Oh, I think I've just driven out of the parking spaces. Oh dear. Uh-oh. There we go. And I'm going to call it a day here, I think. Or call it a stream anyway. So, next time we will pop to that workshop, do some repairs. I will try and get hold of that mod by then, and we'll do some tarting up. Obviously I need to keep the paintwork the same, because, you know, that's who I'm driving for at the moment. But we can certainly do some accessories and some bits and pieces, see what else we've unlocked. No worries, you're very welcome, Farmers Like a Bomb. It's great to have someone to chat along to, and you know, it diversifies the stream a little bit, you know, takes it down paths I'm not necessarily expecting, which is good fun as well. So yes, the next stream we'll look at that. So Farm Like a Bomb, seeing as you've been here all the way through and been very supportive of this, I will be doing another stream today. It will probably now be early evening, something probably around 6-7 o'clock, and I shall give you the choice there as to what you would like to see. So I can do more Euro Truck, I can do American Truck, I can do Farming Simulator, or I can continue with one of my my other series. So I've been doing Sim Airports and Good Company. So you have some choices there. So you can let me know now, or if you'd like to drop me a message later, that's entirely up to you, but I shall leave the choice of this evening's stream up to you. My choice between ETS and FS. Okay, no worries. I shall have a think about it, and it'll be one of those two. Probably, as I say, around 6 o'clock this evening, or if not, certainly I'll be on by 7 at the latest. Thank you very much for joining, everyone that has. Thank you very much, Farms Like a Bomb, for following and for your support and chats through the stream. It's been great. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks a lot. Take care.